Since I first started shooting film, I've always loved Portra, but have been continuously searching for cheaper film stocks. Now, even in today's market, there are still a handful of quality, cheap films that you can get your hands on and use in today's day and age. Up first is Kodak's Ultramax. This and Kodak Gold, which we'll talk about momentarily, were the first handful of rolls I put through my Olympus OM10 about 4 years ago. It's a very versatile film with decent high dynamic range, medium to high contrast, and moderate amount of grain. With the warm tones, Ultramax is both great for portraits and landscapes alike. Additionally, many people online that I've been looking into note that overexposing Ultramax will get you much better tones, so that is something to keep in mind. Coming in at only $19.99 for a 3-pack, Ultramax is one of the cheapest color films you can currently get your hands on. Next up is Fujifilm C200. Now, stepping away from Kodak and into that more traditional Fuji look, C200 gives you vibrant greens and magentas and reds with a low grain structure. The skin tones also look surprisingly great, I would say. Especially for Fuji making this for Asian skin tones, it still looks good on lighter and darker complex people. With the 200 ISO, your options will get quite limited in lower lighting conditions, so that is something to think about and to know when you are shooting C200. Regardless, C200 comes in at $29.99 for a 3-pack online, but I found it for only $15.99 at Walmart, and then for only a couple dollars more than that at my local camera store. So definitely be checking local shops as they're getting manufacturing pricing, so it may be quite a bit cheaper as they are buying in bulk. On top of that, I know my camera store is trying to keep people coming in instead of just buying all their stuff online, so there's that. Up next is Color Plus. Like many other Kodak film stocks, Color Plus leans into a classic, warm, saturated tone. Despite this, it still renders skin tones quite nicely. Additionally, it has a surprisingly large dynamic exposure latitude, meaning it deals quite well with both under and overexposing. Now, because it is a 200 speed film, again, this means that it can get quite tricky when shooting in cloudy or shady conditions, and many situations indoors can be totally ruled out, as Color Plus really does tend to love light. Right now, it's been actually pretty difficult to find Color Plus, even at my local camera shops. Most of them were sold out and waiting on new shipments. But it does come in around $16.99 for a single roll. Regardless of that, I still think it's worth giving a shot and shooting. Next up for cheap films is Fujifilm Superior. Another really great film stock from Fuji offers that same Fuji look, but now at a 400 ISO. The green and magenta tones definitely shine while not being too overly saturated and while offering very little grain for being a 400 speed film. With that and its flexibility with lighting, Superior really is a great all-around film that could truly be taken anywhere. From sunny, cloudy, indoor conditions, the 400 ISO gives you nice flexibility to shoot throughout the day. Additionally, coming in at $23.99 for a 3-pack, but again, I found it at Walmart for only $17.99. It is undeniably one of the best cheap 35mm films, and you can get it at Walmart. Up next, being my original favorite film, is Kodak Gold. Being an older consumer-grade film that was super popular in the 80s and 90s, many of the memories planted in your family's photo books were taken on Kodak Gold. It was inexpensive and you could find it pretty much anywhere. Even when I was shooting it extensively 4 years ago, it could be found at pretty much any Walgreens on any corner. Additionally, considering that it is still being sold today, it is a testament to itself. Again, Kodak leans into the warm golden tones while still retaining realistic colors. I really think it does look nostalgic, and that's because it truly is nostalgic. Kodak also just released this in medium format, so if you love it, you can continue to shoot it on a larger negative. Gold 200 comes in at $10.99 for a single roll or $29.95 for a 3-pack, making it a great budget color film stock. And lastly is Pro Image 100. First off, I somehow had no idea this film existed until a couple weeks ago. I think it definitely flies under the radar for many people like myself, probably because it is a 100 speed ISO. Now, if Ektar and Portra 160 had a baby, Pro Image would be the product of that. Saturated colors, low grain, but not quite as punchy or contrasty as Ektar. One big obvious drawback is the 100 ISO that limits you to needing a lot of light and doesn't give much room for any other conditions. Coming in at $41.99 for a 3-pack, it isn't incredibly cheap, but it is a pro film and it is definitely worth giving a shot. I know in the coming months I'll be ordering some and giving it a shot, and you'll see the video. Another quick noteworthy mention is to shoot more black and white. There's a ton of cheap black and white options that you can try out, and I think you'll enjoy. Additionally, it's way easier to develop and scan your own black and white, so that will cut down costs tremendously as well. Have you guys shot much of these film stocks? What's your go-to cheaper film stock? Mine was definitely Gold 200, but I think I'm going to be shooting a lot more Fuji in the coming months, as I did pick up quite a bit from Walmart. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out and happy shooting.